Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. I think you know who I am already. But this is Let's Play Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. In this video, and the next 3 or 4 videos, we're going to be doing Chapter 24. Now, for the info conversations, there was only one. So I went ahead and decided to show it, not really realizing what was inside the conversation. It's just a exchange between Makalov and Marcia. But, oh well, I thought I'd go ahead and show it just because it has a funny ending to it, so I thought I'd give you guys a little treat. And as for support conversations, I did reach Oscar and Kieran's B conversation, so I'll be showing that as well. So, Chapter 24. The thing about Chapter 24 is, I believe it's the last arrived chapter. Anyway, I'm stopping because the ending is coming up right here. That's hilarious. Of course, Makalov would be that stupid to say that, of all things, when he finally made up with his sister. And yeah, Oscar and Kieran are just going to talk about some things. Kieran's going to wonder why Oscar left the Knights of Crimea. But Oscar likes doing the mercenary life thing a little better than he liked doing the knight thing, even though he makes less being a mercenary than he does a knight. So he should have some respect for Oscar for doing that. That seems mighty noble of him. Almost more noble than a knight. So as I was saying, Chapter 24 is the last arrived chapter, and it's probably the most annoying arrived chapter of all of them. Really, just because there are a lot of things that just get in your way in this chapter. Probably not the hardest. This chapter is actually pretty easy when you compare it to some of the other chapters. You just have to be careful because some units are going to be bothersome. There are quite a few flying units in this chapter, and they will take advantage of them being flying units. They'll just fly over random parts of the map. They'll attack you, and then they'll run, or not really run, but they'll fly to areas where you can't reach. So it's like they get a free hit on you, but then you can't kill them the next turn because they ran away. Very, very annoying, I must say. And, let's see, other things that make this chapter annoying. There are a lot of green units. Mostly at the end of the chapter. And they can take care of themselves pretty much, and they won't take that much experience. Especially if you can get a unit to their location before too long. But it's annoying, especially when you're making videos for this game, because it takes freaking forever for their turns to end. Their turns and the enemy turns. Which, honestly, made this video longer, or this chapter longer than it should have been. So I am going to be cutting quite a few, I'm going to be cutting some footage out of some parts of this chapter, but I'll make sure it's a logical cutout, just to still make sure you guys are seeing everything. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I'm going to be trying to cut out some footage, if not a lot. Now, some of the footage I did cut was coming up in a few minutes. It took me a very, very long time to decide what units I was going to take for this battle. Really, you can't go wrong with any of your units. I mean, there's a great collection of different kinds of units. So, it really doesn't matter who you bench. One weapon isn't really going to be the deciding factor of this battle. There are a lot of lance users. I think lance users are the most common in this chapter. But you'll also find your share of sword units. You'll find your share of axe units as well. There are a few magic users lying around. Hell, there's even some healers. Not very many healers, but a lot of the magic units are healers. in addition to actually being able to use magic. So yeah, just be careful. As I said earlier, this chapter isn't really that hard, and it would be kind of disappointing if you actually had to restart this chapter, because as I said, the units aren't really that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. The units don't really have very many strengths when compared to your army by now. That's the thing that'll make a lot of these next chapters pretty easy, because a lot of your units should be pretty strong no matter what. And General Joffrey is going to be defending the castle. You need to arrive at the castle to end the chapter. So you can just like take a flying unit, go up there, and like make it in like 3 turns, and then end the chapter. But of course, I like getting experience, so I'm not really going to worry about that. So yeah, right now I'm actually going to be doing some repositioning. I already chose which units I'm going to take into this battle. The one unit I didn't take was Zahark, because I felt that I got a lot of experience last chapter with the Zahark no matter what, so I decided to give him a little break, since I don't think he's actually had a break. I think I've used him in every single chapter thus far. Same with Rolf. You know what, Rolf probably would have been a good unit to take out, because I've gotten a lot of kills with him, and he doesn't really have that much of advantage. Sure, he helps, but I guess you could use him to take out some of the flying units, but otherwise Rolf is probably the best unit to take out of this battle. Even if there are ballistas here, you're not really going to be in a position where you'll actually need to rely on them, because a lot of the ballistas are in locations where once you get to the ballistas, the area will be pretty much cleared of enemies already, so there's really no point. Also, we will have a special visitor in this battle. Will it be an ally? Will it be an enemy? Well, we'll find out, but it's someone we haven't seen in a very long time. Good job, Ike. Although I will admit, you activating Aether when I don't have animations on is really getting to annoy me. I'm also going to be taking animations off Rolf. I'm keeping him on Nephany, and I'm also going to give him the animations to Soren and Jill. And I still haven't seen a critical hit from Nephany yet. Although she gets a lot of them, especially with her skill, but now she's at the point where her skill is almost useless because she won't take that much damage. She either avoids it or has good enough a defense to at least not get affected by it. And yes, I took off Soren's heal staff, and I went ahead and just gave him a blizzard spell, because he really doesn't need to use staves. Both Mist and Rise will fulfill that role by themselves. I probably shouldn't have gave him staves from the beginning. I probably should have just given him long-range magic to see if he can use it. And also, since the blizzard spell was almost out anyways, I felt that it was a good enough time to try to get rid of it. Now, I also have 2 boltings and then a meteor spell in my convoy. But, like, I don't remember if you need to be at C rank to use them or you need to be at B rank. If it's B rank, I'm probably not going to worry about getting meteor, but since I have been working with lightning a little bit, or thunder magic, I guess, is the correct term, I'll probably use bolting and not meteor. But there's nothing really special about meteor. It just does the same amount of, not really the same amount of damage, but it has the same effect of blizzard and bolting. Just a long-range magic spell. I was kind of hoping for a critical hit from Jill in these battles, but then I realized that her critical rate really isn't that high. She has a killer axe. That's usually where I get most, or killer lance. That's usually where I get the majority of her criticals, but oh well, no problem with that. These units won't be too difficult to take out. But yeah, I really don't have that much to talk about or that much to say. I'm gonna try to get this chapter down to 5 videos, but we'll see what happens. I have to do a lot of cuts to make this down to 5 videos, since I think the total recording time was about 59 minutes, and that means I need to get rid of 4 minutes of footage, and I think I got rid of 2 at the beginning. So I have to find a place in the video where I can just cut off 2 more minutes, and then I should be okay. And then hopefully getting rid of the intro will also free up some time, and then just some other things that happen in these videos where I can take advantage of. But we'll see what happens. And yes, the green units will hold their own. You should never really be in danger of losing them, especially with Joffrey guarding, because he is a very good unit. But I am out of time, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.